Hi, Gemini. This is your reading for March 3rd, or when you hear it and it resonates. So, the first thing that I'm really aware of as I'm tuning into the energy of Gemini is I feel almost like shots of energy going like this in many different directions, which is not necessarily how you'll see a Gemini. A Gemini can also be very deliberate in their thought process. However, they can have sometimes so many things going on in their mind at once that they lose their sense of center. Okay? So if you are in this position right now, Gemini, where you are feeling as though you've kind of lost your anchor point within yourself, where you're kind of getting pulled into all of these different thought projections, um, in a way where it's maybe moving you out of your sense of feeling as though you're calmly clear on what you're doing and you're openly clear as opposed to clear this way, right? The first thing that you get when I pull your card up is structure. And I think that's really interesting for you, Gemini, because while you like to be free, you like to be able to move, you like to be able to, even if it's just moving around the furniture in your house, there's that quality of movement that you like. But you also need structure. And you know that. You know that about yourself. You need to have a structure that is loose enough that allows you to move within it, but you need to know that you've got it. Now, the thing is, structure is something that we're always in creation of. So, that sounded intelligent. Structure is something we all have. We all have some kind of structure around us. And sometimes the structures that we create can actually turn from being something that supports us into something that feels like a compression in a cage. And we can mistakenly blame other people for doing that to us, for putting us in this structure. But we are absolutely responsible for whether or not we allow ourselves to be put in there. We are co-creating that structure. Now, it can be because we don't speak up, right? Again, I say we, not because I'm Gemini, I'm not, but we can all do this. This is just showing up for Gemini right now. You don't always feel as though you have the right to speak. It's almost as though you undermine your own intelligence, or you undermine your own right to make statements about what's relevant for you, whether or not it's around a situation or whether or not it's about your values in life. You have not always been respected for being sometimes less grounded than other counterparts, your counterparts. You have not always been appreciated for the fact that your mind can go in many different directions. The thing is, like anything, we will go in and out of balance with our lives and our experiences. That's how we learn. We learn by the process of getting back to center. But the only way we can really do that is if we understand what our participation was that created a structure that is not good for us, or that we now suddenly decide maybe we don't like. The thing is, you're getting the discipline card. And the discipline card is saying, basically, how do you want to look at yourself in an honest way that allows you to be able to be still and patient long enough to really move through all of the decisions that have taken you to this place of feeling caught by somebody else. Now, I say that because it's that old phrase, hitching your star to somebody's wagon. Because you can go along with things, especially if it's a really strong, determined energy, any sign, but a strong, determined energy, you can very easily get pulled into other people's things. And you can get pulled into other people's things with the idea that it will help you, that there will be a payoff, that if you just ride it this way for so long, it will work out. But what you can do in that process is you can give up your power. You can give up your clear vision because you can be kind of clouded by the opinions and the intentions of these big personalities around you. Gemini, you're way, way, way too smart and way too, really, like I say smart, but like intelligent. Like intelligent. You are able to think. You are able to move through things. If you get stressed, if you get into trauma, it can create confusion. All of those tracks in your mind can get confused and can be very susceptible to other people's opinions that are being imposed upon you. But what you need to realize, my loves, is that it's not always been because the other person is doing anything or saying something or forcing you into something. It's because on some level, at that moment, you lost your sense of confidence in yourself and in your ability to manage things, in your ability to see things from your own perspective rather than from this really strong personality. Okay? Now, why is this relevant right now? I feel like this is relevant right now. It's because we are all being challenged right now, every single one of us, whatever sign we are being given opportunities in our private lives that are very much reflecting what's going on in the world around us. We are having systems collapse. We are having structures and relationships come into question. We are having the nitty-gritty stuff come up that maybe has been below the surface for a long time and has gotten in the way of wonderful stuff, but it's not gotten in the way of okay. Now you're getting a chance to look at this and really dig deep and say, what are the pebbles in my shoe that are causing me to walk in a way that does not serve me? Where am I thinking other people are better than me? No more. Why am I accepting that? Why am I letting that happen? Where's my belief? Where's my faith? And also, where are you perceiving yourself as better than somebody else? Okay? And where are you perceiving other people as thinking they are better than you? Because a lot of times that's not actually the case. A lot of times that's coming from a sense of insecurity because Gemini, you are one of the signs that, in my opinion, have been the slowest to give yourself credit for the skills that you have. You can belittle them, you can toss them aside, and in doing that, you give other people the power to make the choices and the decisions. Okay? My dears, you have got so many gifts and you've got so much ability to explore sides of yourself that are lovely and enjoyable. And as you are more and more able to be really clear about the structures you are choosing to build, because you are always making choices that create the structures, as you are able to identify those things, that's when you start creating structures that have time and space for you, for your spirit, for your soul, for your creative energy to come up and be there. All right? This is not about good and bad. This is about like, don't like. Think of it in that perspective. And that's going to help you be able to make the choices without feeling as though there is attack happening anywhere. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that, Gemini, and I hope this is helpful. I think this is a really wonderful opportunity for you to actually find a sense of grounding within yourself that you've probably never really had in this lifetime, for many of you. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that. And again, this will not be for every Gemini. So take what works, leave what doesn't. Okay? Take care, Gemini.